What's up, friends? The 2019 CrossFit Games Open season is here, and I'm back with another season of strategy videos for the 2019 Open. Tonight, 19.1 was released, and it is a 15-minute AMRAP of 19 wall balls and 19 calories on the rower. At a glance, some people could say the strategy for this thing is to go, and you're right, but I'm still going to try and add a little bit more value, give you a couple of more things to think about to maybe help you squeeze out a few more reps. So, my big three for the day. Number one, pace. Sounds logical, but if you come out too hot in this workout because you're excited, you go unbroken and you sprint on the row, the last half of this workout is going to be miserable. Similarly, if you start off too slow and holding back, you're not going to have enough time to catch those people who came out blazing out of the gates. If you want to find that steady and comfortable pace that you can think about maintaining when you're fresh at the beginning, through the middle of the workout, and then towards the end as you're tired and trying to hang on, I think that's going to be the best approach on the rower. For the wall balls, just because you can pull yourself down to the ground and throw that ball up quickly when you're fresh, doesn't mean you'll be able to maintain that. So I think a lot of us need to gut check there and think whether we can actually hang on for 19 unbroken wall balls, or maybe we need to break it up out of the gate. Then, breath control. The first thing that typically happens when we get nervous and anxious and excited is our heart rate's going to go through the roof. Keeping your heart rate under control in this workout, keeping your breath slow and steady and methodical with the movements you're doing is going to be absolutely critical. So, pace yourself at a moderate pace that you can keep maintaining through the entire workout. Keep your breath and your heart rate under control. That's number one. Number two is going to be transitions. So you're going from a standing position down to a rower, back up many times during this workout. Adding a few seconds each time with slow transitions is going to get you potentially 100 reps less than someone who's much more efficient. So we'll talk a little bit about how to make those transitions a little bit smoother. And then finally, movement efficiency. We talked about pace, how fast you're moving, but we also want to make sure that we're moving efficiently. These are two movements that, when done well, can be very smooth and fluid, and when not done well, can be all over the place and even more exhausting. So, those are my big three: pace, transitions, and movement efficiency. I'm going to try and now talk to you about some of the ways that this workout can go a little bit better. Okay, let's start by talking about the wall balls for this workout. 19 per round is sort of that middle ground for a lot of people where they could do 19 in a row for a couple of rounds, but then they might get destroyed. So be real with yourself before you start this workout and decide if going unbroken out of the gate is right for you. If it is, keep everything calm. We talked about it. Pacing, your breath nice and steady, and then that heart rate down. The second your heart rate skyrockets, it's going to be tough to maintain 19 reps in a row. That said, we're going to talk about movement efficiency. The two most common errors I think people make, especially in high volume wall balls, is staying too tight up here and too loose down there. Now, I've got really good mobility in the bottom of the squat, but if every time I go down to the bottom of that position, I lose my core, I'm going to need to regain tension on the way up every single time I complete a rep. So have a friend, have a judge, have somebody watch so you can start to become more comfortable with what is a just below parallel position for you, and then use that muscle elasticity to get you right back up. The more work you do, the more tired you're going to be. Minimize that work and try and be more efficient in that space. Now, that's the looseness down there. Don't completely give out every single rep. The way upper body typically works is if I'm holding my hands by my face, staring up at the wall for 19 reps in a row, I'm going to be really tense up here through my shoulders. Try that. Put your hands up, look up to the sky, and feel the tension there. The goal, as you hold that wall ball, hold it a little bit lower, hands a little bit closer, so you're almost cradling the wall ball. This is a fairly relaxed and comfortable position. If you go too wide when you hold the wall ball, not only do you need to exert force in to hold the ball in place, the likelihood of it slipping out of your hands is much higher. So hold the ball, hands a little bit lower in front of your face, close together, and just kind of cradle that wall ball as you go down. Get just above or just below parallel, drive up and extend those arms out. Now, some people like to throw and let their arms come around so their shoulders can recover. Try it, but I wouldn't change my wall ball game too much the day of. So stay tight, extend up, Try and keep your head, shoulders, and neck as relaxed as possible. That's my advice for the wall ball. Now let's talk about the rower. There's going to be a lot of transitions in this workout, getting up and down. So the less you need to fiddle with these things, the better. My plan is to get the straps just loose enough where I can slide my feet in, feel fairly secure, and get my feet out, ideally without even needing to touch them. Now what's important is that we row efficiently in the first place. If you're someone who puts your feet on the straps and drives and you fall off the rowing machine, that means we're not very connected. Being more connected, keeping that heel down for as long as you can is going to not only create much more powerful strokes, but make getting in and out at your convenience a lot easier. So if I get that proper looseness on the straps there, slide my foot in. When I'm done rowing, I'm going to slide my foot up, pull my heel out, and I should be in and out in no time. Now, damper setting, stroke rate, I think the number one thing to realize is that your calories will only count up when that flywheel is spinning. So if I sit down, I grab the handle, I take one super long pull, and then I'm pulling as hard as I can, and letting that wheel slow down, that's not necessarily going to be the most efficient way to row. Conversely, if I got that damper down and I'm just spinning here and not getting a ton of power, that's not going to be good either. I'm going to do twice the work for the same amount of calories. I think we need to find that comfortable ground that you can maintain a pace the whole time. The Brazilian men tonight were holding somewhere in that 1,200 calories per hour. Those are some elite level athletes, if that gives you any context. This workout isn't 3 rounds of 19 calories, it's a 15-minute AMRAP. So just because you can come out blazing for a round or two, what's worse, going a little bit slower all the way across, or crushing 3 rounds, and then sitting there like this mid-round because we're too tired to move. Find a slow but powerful, steady rate, just like with the wall balls, where your heart rate is under control. From here, back stays fairly flat. Don't let yourself round and lose tension. Then it's about leg drive. Big drive through the legs, little lean back and let your arms finish that pull. There's no reason to hit yourself with the handle. Then hands come back. This is where you recover on your breath. So big drive, recover. Make sure you're seated with your feet in the cradles as well until you see 19 calories on there. Then again, off you go, back to the wall balls. Keep your heart rate down. Make sure you keep this thing under control. That's my advice on the rower. All right, I think the best way of describing workout 19.1 is simple, not easy, right? You've got 15-minute AMRAP of 19 wall balls and 19 calories on the rower. The number one piece of advice I can give her tonight is pace. Keep your breath under control, keep your heart rate down. A lot of people are going to come out of the gate swinging and they will not be able to hang on. Sam Briggs finished 9 rounds. I think most people are going to be in that 6 to 7-ish rounds if they're pushing. How can we make the transition smoother? For wall balls, after that last rep, don't just walk away. Make sure that ball lands, leave it exactly where you want it to be when you come back after your row. Also, if you know you need to break up your set of 19, don't let the ball drop to the ground. Not only can you not catch it on the bounce, it needs to stop there. And if I'm mid-set and decide I need to break, and I see that wall ball on the ground, it's going to stay there a little while longer because that means I don't have to hold it. An idea is do your last rep, catch it, and then lean either against the wall or against the rig piece in front of you to relax. That way your legs can recover, arms can recover, and you don't need to sit there holding the ball. So after that last rep, control, make sure it stays exactly where you want it. Then, for the rest, catch the ball, and then rest here if you need one mid-set. For the rower, please don't forget, a lot of people are going to want to take that last full stroke at 18 reps and then a couple of half strokes until they get to 19. But it doesn't happen, and you're just sitting there wasting time and energy. Keep yourself moving. Long, powerful strokes. Wait till you see the 19, then get up and get right back to the rower. Breath control during breaks. 3 to 5 at a time. Tell yourself, if the ball needs to rest, if you need to sit on the rower before you start moving, pick it up and go. 19.1, we're back. 2019 Open is here. Hopefully, this was a little bit helpful for some of you out there. As always, good luck, have fun, I believe in you, and I will see you next week.